the billions of invisible, being more visible people that are living in informal settlements all around the world, and that cannot be left behind in any conversation.
I first of all want this session to be dedicated to Salim. He has been my mentor, my guide, and my support system whenever I wanted to get somewhere, do something. I want to celebrate him. So let's clap for Salim. When we came with this amazing idea, you all supported us. This is our way of informing you of what we've done this year. I want to say that in the last 3-4 days, the fact that all past and present champions are making commitment to stay with us forever, so thank you very much. And I want Razan to open and inaugurate and launch our publication that reports on what we've done today.
And the work that is being done by Roof Over Our Heads is credible, it's authentic, it's real. And to that, I raise my champion hat to you. Sure, I read theoretically what resilience and adaptation meant, but I didn't really know what it means until a virtual moment with the incredible Salim Al-Haq and with you, Sheila. And that, incredible acknowledgement that adaptation is happening every day in informal settlements and are happening with such magnanimous generosity and ingenuity. And then I had the opportunity to visit the wonderful Christina here in the audience with incredible women in the front lines that were not weak, like my notes read. On the contrary, we're strong, we're proud, and we're not asking for the billions that have been announced, but we're asking for basic services, water, land rights. And with that, thank you for giving me the opportunity to launch this incredible book. And it is a book of hard labor. It's a book of truth. It's a book that is not theoretical. It is practical and has brought people from all over the world to work together on this.
So everyone has been asking that what is this labs all about? We call it labs because it is trying to co-produce with the communities the different local solutions, the local mechanisms which people use during the natural disasters. Working with communities, the local people know the solutions. We are here to technically give our technical expertise on how we can do it better and how do we do it with the communities. We have conducted 9 labs across 5 states of India, and we have intervened with 17 settlements and 68 households. After 9 labs, we are working on developing 100 labs globally. The methodology we had developed for this process, which can be upscaled, which can be shared with different people, with our community leaders working globally, and will be, of course, fundraising for the next phases. And globally, we are looking to collaborate with different partners. We have already so many partners working with us, and with this, I would like to thank you. And
a conversation now with the key Roof Over Our Heads partners.
I think you've touched upon a very, very important issue, roof over our heads, because, especially for countries and states and cities like ours, where we come from, India and Maharashtra and Mumbai, over the past 2-3 years, we've seen urban flooding increase, we've seen storms, we've seen heat waves. The problem is, how do you protect these people from informal homes? How do you get them a roof over their head, which is not just a roof, but actually a roof which is climate resilient, which is adapting to our most recent requirements? And that is where the biggest question really lies. And that's where I think your study comes handy, because this is something I'm going to use when I go back home.
Okay, thank you. My name is Christine Mwelu.
Yes, please.
I come from Nairobi. I live in Mukuru, an informal settlement whereby I'm leading the women about roof over my head. I want you, everyone, to know that you need a roof. But we as women who are living in the informal settlement, we don't have good roofs. We have a roof of iron sheet. We have iron sheet and we have other roofs from wood, plastics, and these roofs are not comfortable for the women. When we talk about climate change, we find that it is very hot in our country. And you cannot live inside that house when it is nighttime because my informal settlement is so congested. We have no trees to bring fresh air inside the informal settlement. Now we have many challenges. We have a challenge of wind coming and taking away our roofs. You are there inside the house, living with your children. Maybe you were cooking. There the wind comes, blows away the roof. Where are you going to start as a woman? You're just going to grab your children, bring them near your chest, wait what will come next. Sometimes people are injured by our roofs. Sometimes our roofs are used so badly. People just throw waste on top of it. When it starts raining, it is leaking. I said we as women, we cannot keep quiet. We have to change our roofs. It is we people or we women who are living in that kind of informal settlement who are facing the reality of life through water, through sanitation, poor electricity, whereby we can live for 1 full week without electricity, without water. For how long are we going to live in this kind of a situation? It is for the women to stand up and say enough is enough. And through roof of our heads is giving us this chance for women to speak their issues and for the difference that we want to make in our informal settlements. Also,
I work for Holcim. Holcim is a provider of construction materials and construction solutions. We are working with roof over head, not for philanthropic reasons. We are working with you to help finding solutions that respond to the needs that you have described. Yes. And how do we make them available at scale, at pace, affordably? That's the reason why we have joined wholeheartedly this campaign. In honest truth, we're learning. We're at the very beginning of this collaboration. As I said, this is not where we usually operate, so we're learning together. But this is the kind of exercise, we have expertise, we have engineers, we have materials available. How do we bring it there? So that's the spirit of the partnership.
This club is about being a force of nature. It's about, as you so rightly said, acting with our hearts, but ensuring change with our voices and our actions. And therefore, we need to work together to ensure that we all protect our basic services, that we ensure that women are given that voice and are given the ownership, not only of their homes, but also of the materials that they need to construct the homes that will protect themselves and their families, but also the ownership of the land. Together, we will work in order to make sure that ROOH and all of the services that Sheila and her team bring are integrated into the discussions that we have with city leaders.
To invite people in to travel with you and to help in any way that you can, without not starting with the language of victimhood or blame. So that generosity of love which invites people to travel with you is so important. I think something very, very special about. But when you see the mix of partners here, from the leaders of informal communities to vast multinational engineering firms and materials companies, it's really quite remarkable. So I just want to thank you for this amazing work and for the powerful love that this work represents, and for everybody together standing to correct everything that stands against love. Thank you.
It's only by including particularly women who are most affected by this, that we can have the solutions that can scale and are fit for purpose. Secure, decent housing really is the ultimate resilience strategy. I'm really, really delighted to announce today that REAL is formally backing the Roof Over Our Heads campaign, financially and in the delivery. So that means
What the Roof Over Our Heads campaign gives us is a methodology for building a movement which is generating a huge amount of knowledge from the ground up, the kind of hyper-local knowledge which governments don't have. The global discussion is very far removed often from local people. Many different stakeholders working at many different layers are pooling their knowledge and expertise to build collective power, to build their voice, and then maybe democratize their knowledge and expertise so that more and more people have choices and options from which to access that which is most appropriate and affordable for them.
So this has really strengthened our understanding of the challenge facing millions of people who live in these informal settlements and who are the most vulnerable to climate change. This year, we're really looking forward to working with you on phase 2 and provide the technical support to the organization and the work in Rasulabad in Surat. Our aim is to look for solutions that are scalable, not just in India, but in other places, in Africa, in Kenya, and in Asia. So we look forward to continue working with you.
Moving. It's been fantastically articulated how powerful this is, and Sheila and the team have done amazing work on a shoestring budget, which GRP was so proud to support some catalytic funding to in such a short period of time. The latest science tells us that the characteristics of resilience are diversity, redundancy, connectivity, inclusivity, and equity, and adaptive learning. But what I'd like to talk about today is that while these are important, the characteristics of resilience that Salim and Sheila and Christine and all of our friends here in the room embody and really demonstrate every day are trust, and don't let that slip by as a small word, the power of partnerships, endless energy, humor, fierce determination, wisdom, love, heart, surgical wit that enable an inspiring campaign like this to hatch, develop, and grow. So thank you, Sheila, and everyone, and let's make sure this campaign gets some money.